Salutations, this is Grim Devell, and welcome to our Let's Play of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm very excited to be playing because 0.27, the latest stable version, has been upgraded, and I've been playing the trunk version for quite a while, really since the last time we had a DCSS series. I've been playing trunk, been following the changes pretty closely, and we are now officially in the 0.27 tournament, and I thought this is a perfect time to start a new DCSS series. So we're going to play the latest version, 0.27. And I've been thinking about what to play. There are a few things that I still have not beaten. I've never, ways of playing that I haven't beaten. I've never played DCSS and won as a stabber, but I've also never played and won as a transmuter. In fact, I've not gotten very far as a transmuter at all. So I think I'm going to try that. There are some interesting transmuter changes. There are a whole lot of changes in this new branch. Also, there's a new class, the Genie, which is a very cool class. In fact, it's technically a very old class that they removed and just brought back, revamped. It is very cool. In fact, when it was first introduced in Trunk, I beat a 15-rune game with it, but it's since been nerfed a bit. So I think we're going to be playing a Draconian Transmuter. Someone on my Discord kind of recommended this as a transmuter class. I was kind of playing around with maybe doing an Octopode Transmuter or something else. I think Draconian's going to be good. I think it maybe has some strengths that might cover some of my weak points in playing a transmuter. So we're going to do this. Some major changes to the transmuter background is that, well, I guess I'll show you. If we look at our starting spell list, it only has Wereblood, Spider Form, and Ice Form, and Beastly Appendage that we start with memorized. If you're familiar with the Transmuter background, you'll notice significantly what's missing here is Blade Hands. Blade Hands was a level 5 spell that used to be part of the starting kit, or the starting spell book for transmuters. They removed it because they felt, I think it was a little too overpowered. So we only have these spells. Also, Sticks to Snakes has not been a transmuter spell for a couple of versions now, I think. And yeah, there are some new transmuter spells as well, some high-level ones. One in particular, I'm thinking some like air, lightning, kind of like you basically transform into some kind of like lightning vortex or something like that. It looks very cool. I haven't seen it in action, but we're gonna hopefully we'll get there. And I'm not sure what god we're gonna try to pursue, but we might pick Sif Muna just because we want to make sure that we get transmuter spells, and I think that's really the only way to make sure. And also, I've never beaten a game or played much at all using Sif Muna, so that'll be interesting. All right, so I do have my RC file changed a bit. So we start off with all of the missiles turned on for auto pickup. And if we look at our skills, which I hit M to access the skill list, it's already automatically set to manual mode. Draconians cannot wear armor. In fact, let's take a look. Our brown scales are very hard, so we have natural AC boost, but we cannot fit into any form of body armor. This actually synergizes well with Transmuter because when you're Transmuter, all of your armor that you're wearing melds into you, so you lose any benefit of what you were wearing. So that's not really a disadvantage for us. We're also cold-blooded, which is a disadvantage. And as we level up, once we reach experience level 7, we will mutate, I guess, or evolve into a colored version of a Draconian, but you don't know what it is. It's going to be a little bit of RNG for us. And we'll get breath weapons at that point and certain aptitudes, but we don't know what those aptitudes are going to be yet. All right, so dodging is very important for the Draconian. Of course, we don't need to train armor ever, so the -1 aptitude isn't that big of a deal. Unarmed combat is important for a transmuter. Now, there are other races, other species that have significant unarmed combat bonuses, and that synergizes very well with transmuter. We don't have that. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do unarmed combat anyway. It's possible we may also get some kind of weapon for when we're, in our standard form. Fighting aptitude's decent. I'm going to turn off spellcasting for now. I'm going to I am going to have Transmutation on. I think we might actually kind of leave stuff like this. We will be using Beastly Appendage for unarmed attack. The other thing is not being able to wear armor. It means that we don't, we should be able to cast our spells more easily. We don't have to worry about the armor encumbrance. Okay. I think this is fine. I could focus Transmutations to make sure we get Spider Form or Ice Form online quicker. No, I think we're good, though. I think to make sure that we are, like, viable on the early levels, I think I'm gonna train up dodging and fighting and unarmed. It's gonna be a while before we can reliably cast... and really, Spider Form, I have not had a lot of success with Spider Form. Spider Form, you're still very squishy, and you yourself, even though you can poison enemies with it, you yourself are more susceptible to poison, which is a big deal in the early game. All right, we got you. Let's cast Beastly Appendage. And we get Beastly Appendage for us, means we get large bovine horns, and our feet morph into talons. Very cool. Attack. All right, we can take this ball python. We want to be very careful. I'll take the dagger. We are going to heal up. And I did, I've been playing some Caves of Cud. I've been playing some Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. So I always have to remind myself of what the key binds are here. I'm going to stay behind here so this hobgoblin can't see me. By the way, this music is my own recorded guitar loop. Spellbook. Okay, we got some some translocation spells here. Teleport other can be very useful. I don't think we're going to be pursuing... whoops. Here are all of our aptitudes. Translocation's very hard. Right now, our spell aptitudes are pretty middling, but those will change a bit once we reach level 7. And hopefully it won't take too long till we get to that point. It won't. It shouldn't take too long, unless we die really quickly. I'm going to auto-explore a bit. I miscast Beastly Appendage. So yeah, I'm open to using other music, but I've been using the Caves of Cud soundtrack for many different things lately, and I feel like maybe I am a little tired of using it as well. So I figured we'd go back to, we used to use this a lot in DCSS, but I feel like then people got tired of it. I kind of want to build a better just music collection for this sort of thing. Whoops, I miscast. All right, we're level 2. Excellent. And dodging is now level 2. I think we are going to keep that on. Yeah, I'm still happy with having everything evenly distributed like this. Some major changes in 0.27 is they removed curses, and you no longer have to identify anything except for scrolls and potions. Everything else you identify on walkover automatically, which I think people were very upset about because it's a big change. But honestly, once I started playing it, I can't go back. It's such a nice convenience. I don't want this thing to... Okay. The dart slugs will shoot missiles at you, and I was a little worried. So I'm hoping... I don't have a lot of luck with transmuters when I play on my own, but I always do better, knock on wood, when I play a series on my channel, because I am much more careful, because I'm talking through everything I'm doing, and I won't just, tab into enemies, which is the most important thing you can do with this game, is just have patience. Kill that Quokka. Okay. I'm going to pick up the spear just in case we ever get to a situation where we need a reach weapon where it makes sense. Unlikely that, it would be very situational, but where, we wouldn't be able to be hit. There's Ringmail. We can't use it. Tomb of the Unknown God. Faded Altar of an Unknown God. We're not going to do that. We're probably going to try to find Sif Muna. Did I miss anything here that we want? I think we're good. Let's go down to level 2. I also have a version of this music that if you've watched my other series before, you might know it, that has harmonica on it as well, but I think people get tired of that one even more quickly. Okay, so I think this floor, this type of floor, has a lot of shops on it, which is really nice. That is another change that they did, is they added a lot more shops in early levels, which I think the developers were like, it's fine if there are a lot of shops. No one's going to be able to afford anything yet, but at least they'll know what to save up for. And I like that philosophy. I think that's a good change. Tons of changes. We're going to be talking through changes as they come up and as I remember them. I am going to go up this hatch. I know. Uh-oh, that's an adder. Adders scare me because, especially when we're this early, because they will poison you. Do I have anything? I don't have any jewelry. Don't have anything to evoke. I think I'm just going to have to hope we kill it. Okay. And not get poisoned. We got poisoned. Okay. It's dead. There's always a chance that it'll just poison you, like... You just might get unlucky and it might double poison you really early on, and then you just... It's bad luck. And there's very little you can do about it at the beginning. When we reach to Dungeon 3, we might want to start reading our scrolls. So, look, I walked over this ring, and we immediately know it's a Ring of Sea Invisible. And we're going to wear it, because we don't have any rings on, so that's really nice. Nice thing to start out with. Okay. The worm can do a lot of damage, and I should... You know, we should take a look at these things. They can bite up to 12 damage, and we have 24 health, so it could two-shot us. Fortunately, they are very slow. So if it hits us... Oh, good. We reach level 3. Okay. So we get an increase in our attributes, and we need to decide whether to go strength, intelligence, or dexterity. It doesn't make any sense for us to do strength, because we don't wear armor, and I think we'll be able to transmute into creatures that will give us more strength. I think we'll either want intelligence or dexterity. I think intelligence to be able to cast some higher spells. Let's do intelligence, because we can still cast spells once we're transmuted as well. Our scales feel tougher, so now we get +5 AC. We got just an additional armor class there. Very nice. So here's the jewelry shop, and we can see a bunch of rings, and you can see they're all... Well, sometimes things aren't identified in shops, so you have to buy them first. That Ring of the Smoking Jester has a lot of bonuses on it, but Slay -5 is pretty bad. Still, if there's no other sources of our elect, we might... Let's remember that it's here by hitting Shift-J to just put it on our shopping list. Let's also remember that here is a Ring of Poison Resistance, which we cannot yet afford. Good to know that Protection from Cold is here. And there's evasion, although protection would be nicer for us. There's also an amulet of the acrobat. I mean, I'm just going to put a bunch of stuff on the shopping list. I don't think we care about the ring of dexterity. I'll put the ring of evasion on here. We can't afford anything right now, but just to remember they're here. Usually these floors have multiple shops on them, the ones that are kind of in this format. Let's see. Our Beastly Appendage is at 9% now. We could memorize Wereblood. In fact, we could memorize Spider Form. Wereblood, they also changed a little bit. Well, I'm sorry. I think they changed it between 2 versions ago and last version. You know, maybe they did change it. It heals you now on... I think that maybe last version they added this. You know, it used to be a different spell in the Charm spell class school, which they got rid of. Wereblood now, I believe, heals you when you attack people with it. Is that right? While active, each non-summon enemy the caster slays gives you a slay bonus, and killing adjacent enemies also provides minor healing. The minor healing, I can't remember if that was a recent add. It may have been. It's possible they did that because transmutations were nerfed a little bit. I just re-upped my Beastly Appendage, even though it hadn't run out yet, because I didn't want it to run out. Okay, auto-explore. Oh. Killed the bat. Gloves. We can wear gloves. An additional 1 armor class. I'll take the sling. We have some bullets, so if we need to attack someone at ranged, we can. I need to also pay attention to like what weapons creatures have, because sometimes I can accidentally not not pay attention to that. Accidentally not pay attention. We're gonna go up here. The reason we go up the hatches is because if we make it to the end of the game, we want to make sure that we know for the orb run at the end where those hatches lead. Okay, that's level 2. And yes, we know about everything in the Jewelry Emporium. Let's go down to level 3. Just in case, I'm gonna cast my... Wow, I keep miscasting it. My horns. Okay, just in case we came down and there were enemies nearby. But there are not. We do have some scrolls. We have a pair of scrolls here. I'm going to read that first. And that is Identify. Great, so we can identify both of our potions. Potion of Resistance and a Potion of Heal Wounds. Great, that makes me feel better. I'm not going to read the other scrolls because there's not really much of a point. If we read them, they're just gone. I lost my appendage as soon as I walk up to it. Okay, we're going to go up here. Again, just to test out the hatch. Ooh, see, I cast my horns right before I went down the stairs, and immediately they're sleeping things. So boom, it failed to defend itself. I stabbed it. Great. It was a wise decision. Oh, I backed up so that I would make sure I only fought one at a time here. All right, those things were pretty easy. Oh, a phantom though. Phantoms also changed. I can't remember. Again, I've been playing Trunk for quite a while, so I can't remember if this is this version or last version. I think it is this version. What's changed is that the phantom, it used to just hop all around. If you start attacking it, it might just blink away. Doesn't do that anymore. Instead, now, when it gets adjacent to you, it might still blink, but it will take you with it. So it's really hard to get away from the phantom now, which is pretty dangerous. However, it won't do that. It won't start blinking around, I don't think, unless it's adjacent to you. So while we still have some distance between us and it, we can still run away because it is not fast. It is not fast. So it moves at the same rate we do, unless it gets random energy, which it just did. It just got random energy. Okay, but then we got some... All right, I'm going to go up these stairs anyway. I certainly don't want to fight this thing around other people. And just, Leo, if we can see, it does 10 damage. It can hit up to 10 damage. And then if it hits us, we blink together with it. And it has a 61% chance of healing us. So it could 3-shot us. I could just keep running and try to park it. Up here on Dungeon 2. Just wait until we get random energy. I think that's the safe bet. I mean, I could try to kill it. Do we know how many hit points it has? 28. Less health than we have. You know what? I'll try it out. Let's see if we can cast Beastly Appendage. Great. It didn't hit us. Let's attack it. Nice. Good. Oh, that hurt. It can't kill us yet. Okay, technically can't kill us because it can only do 10 damage, but this is not wonderful. Not loving this. Yeah, I think we just dance around until we heal up here. This is not a comfortable situation. Oh. That wasn't great. It's not fast, right? It shouldn't be able to hit us. Yeah, I think it just random energied us again. In theory. Okay, we're up to 10 hit points. We should be able to just run away. Okay. Ah, dang it. I thought we had... Okay, we got a square on him. I don't want to go down. I want to get these stairs because they're closer. Okay, good. Let's go down another staircase. Let's find... Okay, this staircase should be far enough away from it. Okay, it is parked. It's parked on Dungeon 2. We got to remember that. I mean, later on, in not too long, I don't think that Phantom will be too much of a problem. But this was the safe choice. Hey, Dart Slug. I'm going to back up from you. Get behind here. Wait for you. Okay. That is a +1 Dagger of Holy Wrath. That doesn't really affect us because we are not a demon spawn or a mummy or anything like that. But I will take it. It is better than our +0 dagger. Like if we get a scroll of branding or something, we might want to use it on the +1 dagger. War Axe, an orc. Could be dangerous because there could be an orc priest. Usually not on dungeon 3, but let's just be careful here. And not walk up to where we can't see. Okay, it looks like it was just a lone orc. You recast appendage here. We're doing pretty well. I was a little cavalier. I moved one space left after we saw it because I wasn't being patient. That's what happens. Now the adder, and then I backed up, which I probably shouldn't have done. Because the adder is fast. So what can we do? We have no evocables. We don't know what these scrolls are. We do have a potion of heal wounds. And a resistance, but I don't know if we... Yeah, I don't think this is that dire a situation. All right, I'm going to cast my beastly appendage. Good. And we're going to just try to kill it and hope it happens. Good. Level 4. And our strength went up. Well, that's nice. That gives us... it does help our unarmed damage. Good. Taking these encounters as carefully as possible. How are we doing on our transmutation spells? So Spider Form is 38% castable. If we trained a little poison magic, it would go up. And of course, ice, if we trained a little ice, that would go up as well. Ice Form, so yeah, Spider Form, you're pretty squishy. Ice Form is pretty formidable. Formidable. Also, when we fight multiple things, Wereblood is very useful. I think I will just go ahead and memorize it. Good. We might remap that later to a different key. But it's possible that, like, if we're fighting multiple things at once, we may want to cast Wereblood. Hello, Adder. Let's back up just because we want to make sure other creatures aren't nearby. I re-upped the spell. Good. Did not poison us at all. We got poison darts. That's really nice. I'm gonna make sure those are on my throwing bar here. Ooh, a rune scarf. Ooh, it's a scarf of repulsion. That's really nice. Get it. Wear it. So now we have a repel missile field. That's really great, especially because I'm not sure we're going to be using a shield. And the reason we're probably not going to be using a shield is, like other forms of armor, shields also meld into you when you transmute. Now, again, just because we're a transmuter doesn't mean that we're going to be I mean, obviously we're not transmuted right now. But more likely as the game advances, especially if we get Sifmuta to make sure that we get transmutation spells, we're going to really lean into that. So it's unlikely that we're going to want to spend a whole lot of our experience points on shields. It's not like we have a negative aptitude for it. It's possible that if we get a buckler, we might want to put 4 points into it. All right, I'm going to throw some darts at this thing. Great. That will help. See, it poisoned us, but it was poisoned, so I felt a little more confident there. The poison darts really, really make things easier. Poison dart. Yeah, I'm a little more confident now. Because, yeah, this thing's just going to take damage over time. Great. I know we could try to double poison it, but I don't think with those little orcs it's that. Nice. Failed to defend itself. We stabbed it. I don't think it's that vital. Just to show you, Here's Wereblood. All right, so now we have Slay 0. And we're making a little noise, too. When we do this, we start howling, I think, every once in a while. We killed 1 kobold, and now we have Slay 1. And we feel a bit better, so we got a little bit of health. And we got another health. I think we got 1 health each time. I think as the spell becomes more powerful, I think it heals you more when you kill. Right now, the power is 9% of its full potential. Once it's at 100%, I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but I think you get a lot more than just 1 hit point after every kill. So it does scale up. It's something we will want to keep using as we go through the game. Because if there are a lot of enemies and you can get a +9 slay bonus going, that's really, really amazing. Can't reach some places. We can't reach... Oh, because of the... Dispersal trap? Oh, yes, because of the dispersal trap. Just go there. Walk into it. Okay. Now we've seen everything. Okay, let's cast Appendage, Beastly Appendage, and go down to level 4. Other scrolls, we still don't have any duplicates. Do we have any potions we don't have identified? No. Hey! Wow, the temple is on Dungeon 4. We're going to take advantage of that. All right, and Sifmuna is here. This is great. This is a very early temple. And it's a big temple, too. Pretty much all the gods, not quite all the gods, but most of the gods are here. So Sifmuna is... The real reason that Sifmuna is appealing for us is Sifmuna pretty much guarantees that you're going to get all the spells. Any spell that you want, you'll eventually be able to get with Sifmuna, which is not the case for everyone else. Now, there are other options to make sure that we could get Transmutation. Gozag, who's right down here, actually. If you have enough money, you can get merchants that will sell books, and it's likely that you'll eventually be able to find the spell book that you're looking for. Vehement will give you spells, but they're all damage spells, and transmutation spells don't count as damage spells. I don't think there's anything else that will really grant you... I think Kiku, or is it Yired? I can't remember which one. Will grants you... I get them confused. They're both kind of undeadish gods, and one of them grants you necromancy spells. Yeah, I think that's it. A lot of the gods have been revamped, especially like I almost said Ashkenazi. What's Ash's name? Ashanzari, because curses are no longer in the game, so they had to kind of change how that worked. Although I think they did a good job. I'm not going to go into what the changes are. They did change a bunch of different things about the gods, but yeah, we're gonna go Sifmuna. So Sifmuna, you can call upon Sifmuna for magical energy. You can freely open your mind to new spells. You can call upon Sifmuna to cast any spell from your library, which means if you don't have any magic points left, you can use your piety to cast 1 spell before, and then that creates a cooldown. And lastly, Sifmuna will gift you books as you gain piety, and that's one of the main things we want. The freely open your mind to cast new spells, that is really nice. It means we can basically, it's like you don't need amnesia scrolls. You can use piety to forget spells. And the calling upon Sifmuna for magical energy is using piety to get more magic points if you need it. So it's nice, but although, we don't have a lot of spells right now. I guess we'll probably, depending on how we evolve as a Draconian, we might start leaning into other forms of spells besides just Transmutation, but we're not going to know that until we're level 7. So, yeah, we're going to do Sifmuna. Not the strongest god. I think it's generally a difficult god, considered a difficult god, because the bonuses are not that amazing. But if you want to guarantee, Dagar Venom, that you're going to get a particular spell book, like if you're really leaning into Transmutation, it's really important. There's not really any other way to guarantee it. Okay, this is a little scary. The Orc Warrior is scary. The Orc Wizards can confuse us. And I don't believe we have any willpower. No, we don't. Fortunately, the other thing they can do is turn invisible, but we can see invisible, so that's nice. I think I'm gonna retreat a bit. Right, and they cast Flame on us. Fight or flight here. We don't have a really good place to flee because of how we're situated here. Like, we can't go down. Like, if we come down here, we might even risk seeing more orcs that all have us out in the open. And if we come around here, they might follow us and we might be able to flee down, but it's possible that, like, the warrior might still be here. And then we'll be fighting. Well, we could come down this way, maybe. But if we get confused and we're in an open space, that's even worse. I think our best bet is to stay in this corridor. And get our blood going. Oh, but not with the Orc Warrior first. Especially because you're wielding a dire flail. 15 damage plus the dire flail. Do I know how much the dire flail can do? It's been so long since I used Steam. Is this right? No, is it like that? Yeah, there we go. Great. Dire Flail does 13 damage. 13 damage. So, that can do a total of 28 damage to us. That's a lot of damage. I mean, you can't one-shot us. This isn't wonderful. We have no consumables. We don't really have any other spells we can do here. I think we need to run away. Oh, and you just went berserked. You drank a berserk potion. This is even worse. Do I blind read scrolls? We might have to do that. This is a really bad situation. We do have heal wounds. Resistance doesn't help us against this guy. Heal wounds might be important, but it's not gonna this guy can do a ton of damage to us. It's not gonna be enough. And we should finish this encounter before we put in a cut, because we might very well just die here. So, the thing is, when you're berserk, you're faster too. I think we need to start blind reading some scrolls. And hope. I mean, what can they be? What could those scrolls be? Acquirement, that won't help us necessarily. Amnesia won't help us. Blinking could kind of help us. Brand weapon won't help us. Enchant armor doesn't really help us. Neither weapon. Fear would help us. Fog could maybe, kind of, not really. I think the only things that would actually help us are summoning, teleportation, blinking, and fear. And the chances, I mean, we might have some of those. We might. Other things? Would anything hurt us? Torment would hurt us both. Vulnerability, I don't think would hurt us too much. Immolation would be annoying because we don't really want him to explode when he's next to us. I can poison him. Do I read these scrolls? It's likely we have a teleportation. Am I going to start risking it? Poison's not going to kill this guy. I think we need to start blind reading. Let's read the one that we have 2 of. Because teleportation, you do find a lot of them, so it might be likely we have that. Fear! The Orc Warrior is unaffected by fear. I think because he's berserked. That was a good scroll. I kind of forgot that berserk would make him immune. Is it possible he could one-shot us? Am I better off trying to flee? I think we need to keep blind reading. Oh my god. That was silence. That did not help. And you can see he just did 33 points of damage to us. I'm not sure what we could have done here. I mean, I guess if I hadn't have auto-explored, maybe I wouldn't have come around that way. Like, if I hadn't auto-explored, we might not have done that pathfinding. And now I can't read scrolls because we're silenced. So I think we're dead. I think we're dead. We died. I ran away. We couldn't really do anything else, and we're dead. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to try this again. That was unfortunate. There are some times in this game you get into those situations where there's just really nothing you can do. I think we thought things through. I'm not sure what else we could have done besides not auto-explored. Next episode, we're going to try this again. I don't know how people have streaks doing stuff like this. I really have no idea. The other thing we could have done, of course, is maybe done a different strategy with what we were memorizing. Maybe I should be focusing transmutations, because it's possible that if I was able to turn into an ice beast at that time, which would have been difficult to do, we would have had to focus everything into there. Maybe we could have survived. But I don't know, because we had that really bad luck with him having a berserk potion. That was super bad luck. And the dire flail. Really awful. All right. Well, I enjoyed playing with you today. We're gonna keep doing this. That was just one. That was 3 floors. That was nothing. We're gonna try this again and hope we do better. I enjoyed playing with you today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.